Jai Mahamaya Ki Jai Bole Baba Ki Jai. We'll go on with chapter 27 of the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, book 9. Narayana said, O Narada, after having chanted the above hymns to the goddess Savitri and worshipped her in accordance with due rites and ceremonies, the king Ashvapati saw the divine mother, the Devi, effulgent like the luster of 1,000 suns. She then smilingly told the king, as a mother to her son, whilst all the quarters were illumined with the luster of her body. The Devi Savitri said, O king, I know what you desire. Certainly I will give you what you and your wife long for. Your chaste wife is anxious for a daughter, while you want a son. So one after another, the desires of both of you will be fulfilled. Thus saying, the Devi went to the Brahmaloka. The king also returned to his house. First a daughter was born to them. As the daughter was born, as if a second Lakshmi was born after worshipping Savitri, the king kept her name as Savitri. As time rolled on, the daughter grew day by day like the phases of the bright fortnight moon into youth and beauty. There was a son of Dayumatsina named Satyavana, always truthful, good nature, and endowed with various good qualities. The daughter chose him for her bridegroom. The king betrothed them with jewels and ornaments to Satyavana, who gladly took her to his home. After 1 year expired, the truthful, vigorous Satyavana gladly went out by his father's command to collect fruits and fuels. The chaste Savitri, too, followed him. Unfortunately, Satyavana fell down from a tree and died. Yama, the god of death, saw his soul as a purusha of the size of one's thumb and took it and went away. The chaste Savitri began to follow him. The high-souled Yama, the foremost of the sadhus, seeing Savitri following him, addressed her sweetly, O Savitri, whither are you going in this mortal coil? If you like to follow after all, then quit your body. The mortal man, with his transient coil of these 5 elements, is not able to go to my abode. O chaste one, the death time of your husband arrived. Therefore, Satyavana is going to my abode to reap the fruits of his karma. Every living animal is born by his karma. He dies again through his lifelong karma. It is his karma alone that ordains pleasure, pain, fear, sorrows, etc. By karma, this embodied soul here becomes Indra. By karma, he can become a Brahma's son. What more than this, that jiva by karma can be in Hari's service and free from birth and death? By one's own karmas, all sons of cities and immortality can be obtained. The 4 blessed regions, as Vishnu's Satyaloka, etc., can be obtained by karma. What more than this, that by karma, a being becomes divine, human, or a king, or Shiva, or Ganesh, the state of Munindra, asceticism, satrahood, vaisyahood, moving things, stones, raksahood, kanas, kingship, becoming trees, beasts, forests, animals, and fairy animals, worms, demons, and danavas. Asuras, all are fashioned and wrought by karma and karma alone. O Narada, thus speaking, Yama remained silent. And this is the end of chapter 27. And I'll go on reading a little bit of chapter 28 because it's quite long. We may only get halfway. So Narayana said, O Narada, hearing these words of Yama, the chaste, intelligent Savitri replied with great devotion, O Dharmarajan, what is karma? Why and how is its origin? What is the cause of karma? Who is the embodied soul bound by karma? What is this body? And who is this that does karma? What is jnana? What is buddhi? What is the prana of this embodied jiva? What is the indras? And what are their characteristics? And what are the devatas thereof? Who is it that enjoys, and who is it that makes one enjoy? What is this enjoyment, bhoga? And what is the means of escape from it? And what is the nature of the state when one escapes from enjoyment? What is the nature of jiva atma? And what is paramatma? O Devi, Deva, speak all of this in detail to me. Dharma said, karma is of two kinds, good and bad. The karma that is stated in the Vedas are leading to dharma is good. All other actions are bad. The God service without any selfish ends, sankalpa, and without the hope of any fruits thereof, is of such a nature as to root out all the karmas and frees us and gives rise to the highest devotion of God. A man who is such a bhakta or brahma becomes liberated, so the Shrutis say. Who then does the karma, and who is that it enjoys? To such a bhakta, to Brahma, there is no birth, death, old age, disease, sorrow, nor any fear. O chaste one, bhakti is twofold. This is stated by all the Srishtis. The one leads to nirvana, and the other leads to the nature of Hari. The Vaishnavas want the bhakti to Hari, the Saguna bhakti. The other yogis and the best knowers of Brahma want the Nirguna bhakti, he who is the seed of karma and the bestower of every fruits of karma, who is the karma incarnate, and the Mula Prakriti is the Bhagavan. He is the highest self. He is the material cause of karma. Know this body to be by nature liable to dissolve and die. Earth, air, akasa, water, and fire, these are the threads, as it were, of the work of the creation of Brahma, who is the nature of being. Dehi, or the embodied soul, is the doer of karma. The karta, he is the enjoyer, and atma, self, is the prompter, the stimulator within to do karma and enjoy the fruits thereof. The experiencing of pleasures and pain and the varieties thereof is known as bhoga, enjoyment. Liberation, mukti, is the escape therefrom. The knowledge by which atma and maya are discriminated is called jnanam, Brahma jnana. The knowledge is considered as the root discriminator of various objects of enjoyments. By buddhi is meant the right seeing of things, and is considered as the seed of yama. By prana is known as the different vayus in the body, and this prana is the strength of the embodied. Mind is the chief, the best of the senses. It is a part of Ishvara. Its characteristics, it is doubtful, uncertain state. It implies to all actions irresistible. It is inascertainable, invisible, and obstructs the jnana. The senses are seeing, hearing, smelling, touching, and tasting. These are the several limbs, as it were, of the embodied and the impellers of all actions. They are both enemies and friends, as they give pain when attached to worldly objects, and they give happiness when attached to virtuous objects, both. The sun, Vayu, earth, Brahma, and others are their devatas. The jiva is the holder, the sustainer of prana, body, etc. The paramatma, the higher self, is the best of all, omniscient, omnipresent, transcending all the gunas and beyond prakriti. He is the cause of all causes, and he is the Brahma himself, O chaste one. I replied according to the Shastras to all your questions. These are the wisdom of the Janans. O child, now go back to your house at pleasure. Savitri said, whither shall I go, leaving my husband and the ocean of knowledge? Please, oughtest to answer the queries that I now put to thee. What wombs do jivas get in response to which karmas? What karmas lead to the heavens and what karmas lead to various hells? Which karmas lead to mukti and which karmas give bhakti? What karmas make one a yogi and what karmas inflict disease? Which karmas make one's life long or short? Which karmas again make one happy and what karmas make one miserable? Which karmas make one deformed in one's limbs? Which karmas again make one mad? Make one very much avarice or stealing habits? What karmas make one possess cities? Or make one earn the 4 lokas? What karmas make one a Brahmin or an ascetic? Or make one go to heaven or to Vaikuntha? What karmas enable one to go to Golaka, the par excellence, and free from all diseases? How many hells are there? What are their names and how do they appear? How long will one have to remain in each hell? And what karmas lead to what diseases? O Deva, now tell me about these that I have asked of you and oblige. Here ends the 28th chapter of the 9th book of the story of Savitri in the Srimad Devi Bhagavatam of 18,000 verses by Maharishi Veda Vyasa. Jai Mahamaya ki jai, Vishveshvari Mata ki jai, Bole Baba ki jai.